Hello, everyone. My name is Kathleen Moran, and I am teaching my first Ollie course this coming winter term. I did my graduate work in political theory at Berkeley and went on to teach here for some 35 years. Many of my courses focused on American popular culture, especially Hollywood movies, but also TV and consumer advertising. And for many years, I taught courses on cities, primarily Los Angeles and San Francisco. Recently, I taught for the College of Letters and Sciences courses called Learning from Disney about the impact of Disneyland architecture and design on urban spaces and consumer culture. But I think my most favorite courses by far have been those about film noir. Maybe because we're in a new period of darkness, I don't know, or the world certainly feels that way, doesn't it? But in any case, I'm excited to be teaching a course I'm calling California Noir for Ollie, about a subgenre of films that appeared during World War II and peaked in the early to the mid 1950s. The vast majority of these movies were low budget, very, very cheap black and white films with mostly unknown actors and were designed to be second or third run features. The plots of these movies revolved around themes of greed and lust and murder, blackmail and corruption. The doomed protagonists were often flawed or actually criminals, and the tone was usually cynical and fatalistic. Moral decay everywhere. They received almost no critical attention, but when they were reviewed, which they were sometimes, they were described as brutal, gruesome, morbid, relentlessly dark. The studios referred to them as little crime stories, but French film critics, fascinated by the unique look and tone of these nasty little productions, named them film noir, black film. And by the 1980s, they had become the focus of both popular attention and scholarly interest. Since there have been hundreds of books and scholarly studies of noir, and they have been more retro-screened and more reproduced on DVDs than any other Hollywood product category. One reason? Noir can be seen as a historically privileged form. Noir seems to express the deep anxieties, contradictions, and subconscious fears lying underneath the optimistic surface of the American dream. As one literary critic put it, it has often been said that every age is dominated by a privileged form or genre, which seems by its structure to express its secret truths, or perhaps, if you prefer a more contemporary way of thinking about it, which seems to offer what Sartre would have called the objective neurosis of that particular time and place. Film noir was, to my mind, the privileged form, the objective neurosis of its age, registering the deep despair and disillusionment of the Great Depression, the horrors of World War II, and the anxieties and paranoia of the Cold War. And it was also the privileged form that expressed the secret truth of a specific place, not just of a time, namely California. Nick LaSalle in a recent book about Hollywood, acknowledges that noirs have been set in a number of locations, but nonetheless, as he puts it, real noir is California noir. It's a product of the aspirations and the lusts California inspires, as well as the confusion and disappointment it generates. It's interesting that the Golden State is the only state, that claims to have its own dream. There's no Montana dream, no Georgia dream, no Texas dream, not even a New York dream. But the California dream was both a microcosm and an exaggerated form of the American dream itself, for good reason. Ever since the gold rush, California was a place defined by myth and magical thinking and cinematic glamour, as much as by its immense natural beauty and potential for self-reinvention. California became, as Joan Didion put it, the place where the future happens first. For this course, you will watch a number of the most significant noir films that you most likely have heard of and maybe even seen multiple times, but you can never see these movies too often. These include The Maltese Falcon, Double Indemnity, Sunset Boulevard, Kiss Me Deadly, as well as two noirs that inspired the recent generation of neo-noir, Vertigo and Chinatown. You see behind me, I put my head in the place of Barbara Stanwyck and her unfortunate blonde wig from Double Indemnity. There's minimal reading, but noir is not just a visual style and not just a crime-centered plot. It's an invented language, a form of hard-boiled communication we really need to come to grips with. So while I ask you to read one novel, either Raymond Chandler's The Big Sleep or Nathaniel West's Day of the Locust, and then we'll decide together about including selections of short stories by Dashiell Hammett, James M. Cain, Dorothy Hughes, Mickey Spillane, as well as a number of lesser remembered writers of pulp fiction. I very much look forward to talking and thinking with you about these films and the stories that they tell and what they also say about us and the special place where we live. Thank you.